Welcome back to the very unofficial travel guides. I'm Morgan, and today you are not going to see me, but you will hear me talking about the Marketplace Buffet on board the MSC Meraviglia cruise ship. This was my 15th cruise, and it's very interesting to compare buffet restaurants on cruise ships and cruise lines nowadays because I see a lot of similarities and, some differences. And one thing I like about this buffet is that you can actually wash your hands with water at the entrance to the buffet. Here's another thing that I found really interesting, and that is they make their very own mozzarella on board here in this mozzarella station. Of course, it kind of looks like a factory in there, so not very, like romantic, but a cool thing to know. All right, here is one thing that I think is kind of negative, and that is even though they offer large glasses to drink from, at least at lunchtime, there is nothing to drink except water, coffee, and tea. If you want anything else, then you have to either use your drink package or order it from the bar. I did, however, find that the service was very quick, and there are buttons you can press on the table to let them know you want to order something, so that's a plus as well. All right, let's look at the food, and let's begin with salads, which is, I think, what a lot of people begin with. At lunchtime, there was always a smallish salad bar. I'm calling this smallish. I mean, I guess it depends on what you compare it to. And if you compare it to the salad offerings on Norwegian cruise lines or on Royal Caribbean's ships, this is definitely small. And I can tell you, at dinner time, it's even smaller. And that's why I chose to show you all the lunchtime offerings, just because in the buffet at dinner time, at least on this MSC ship, it was like half of what I'm showing you here, half of the variety. That doesn't mean that the quality wasn't good. It just, compared to so many other ships, there was just less to choose from, especially if you don't eat meat or fish. But yeah, like I said, quality was good, but not as much variety as I'm used to on other cruise ships. Here's a look at the selection of dressings, and you guys know how much I love my ranch dressing, and they definitely did have that offered as well, which was something that surprised me because on our last MSC ship, I only remember them having oil and vinegar, but that was a while ago, and you guys know I didn't have a good time on that cruise. Don't need to talk about it over and over and over, I guess. There's the fresh mozzarella. Here's some of the fresh baked bread, and oh, I love me some garlic bread as well. That was a good garlic bread too. All right, what would a cruise on an Italian-based ship be if they didn't offer pizza? And it was good pizza if you like, this kind of typical Italian pizza. So if you're expecting like Domino's or Little Caesars style pizza from the United States, it's not like that. It's different. And they offered quite a few interesting options like this charcoal crust and also traditional, cheese pizza. There was always quite a selection. Moving on here to some of the meaty and fishy things that, of course, I didn't eat, but I wanted to show it to you as well. So take a look. I don't know. Like I said, I can't really judge any of these things. I can, maybe talk about the presentation, what it looks like, but I didn't taste any of these things. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Write in the comments if any of this looks like something that you would want to eat. Coming up, I also recorded some of the descriptions of what was being served, and for some reason didn't take a picture of what it actually looked like. But we did just see those stewed chickpeas and carrots, which I don't know who came up with that recipe. We did see this as well. Oh, you know what? Maybe we did see all this stuff. Potatoes with onions, fresh tomato, and oregano. Roasted bell pepper puree, pesto sauce, and the onboard mozzarella. I think I do have a recording of that coming up. Yeah, right here. I remember these sauces being very tasty, however, extra oily, and you can see that here. Here's another thing that I thought was interesting. They always had, or they very often had, like a little Mexican area with a black bean salad and some guacamole and some salsa. And I just thought that was interesting. I wish I could have had, you know, like some taco chips and melted some cheese on it and put that in the microwave or something. But of course, not available. Brazilian cuisine ethnic corner. So if you have cruised with Royal Caribbean or NCL or so many of the other lines, you know that they very often have some kind of, you know, I guess they call it ethnic corner. And that's where they'll offer Japanese food, Chinese food, Thai food, or, you know, Filipino flair, things like that. And I found the offerings at the quote-unquote ethnic corner on MSC also to be very lacking when you compare it to the other ships. Here are some more meaty things. That looks like some chili, some hot dogs, some hamburgers, some French fries. Gotta have fries. Just like this person with their sparkly sweater. Not sure what that is. Also, something meaty. Did I record the name of it? Oh, I did. That is minute steak, or in Italian, bistecchina, whatever that is. Cabbage roll filled with rice and vegetables, also something vegetarian. And, you know, I'm not a fan of a cabbage roll, so I skipped those. Moving on to dessert, and I can only say it again, the food that was there tasted good, but sometimes the presentation was not so hot. Like, you know, just take a look at these desserts. And sometimes it was sort of undefined, like I didn't really know what it was. And as you can see here for dessert, there were no explanations. And once again, to compare it to other ships, just, you know, less variety, but the quality and the taste was fine. So, what do you think? What I can say is after our cruise on the MSC Magnifica several years ago, where we were very, very disappointed in just about everything on the ship, our cruise on the Meraviglia, and I know I've said this before, was a huge, huge improvement, and actually was so good that both Marcus and I said that we could imagine cruising with MSC again under the right conditions, with the right price, on the right ship, and the right itinerary, etc. Wouldn't be a first choice, but definitely would be a choice. And if you want to see some of our experiences with the food in the main dining room, then just keep checking back, because that video will be coming up as well soon. Otherwise, yeah, if you're planning a cruise, get in touch. I might be able to help you make a decision or give you some information. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or just write a comment here below this video as well. Bon appetit! Or how do they say that in Italian?